time. I mean, it says it's showtime right there. That must mean it's another episode of Cardboard Conversation. Yes, that's right. You've tuned into the correct show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining me. Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Yo, we've got another our special guest from, what was it, about a month ago when we did the box opening. Mr. Good Job Dino. And you were on here a couple months ago as well when I was out.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Glad to have you.
A recurring guest that we like him so much, and that would be Nate. We just don't want him to take over the show because he's probably a lot nicer than me. But no, good to have you on again, Nate. Thank you so much for showing up. And what that means for you lucky folks that are members tonight, you're going to get to see him crack some product. That's right. We are mid-stroke. Almost going to wrap this up next week with me. Boxes to build.
You can't do that on camera.
We do not charge nearly enough every month for that, Bob. That's
the only fans. That's more than $1.
I am going ahead and trying to grab the link for the members only show. Yes, that's right. As Bob mentioned, we are doing a boxing league kind of deal. So yeah, gonna get to see a whole box of Tarkir Dragonstorm Rip tonight. Anything specific you are looking for in that, Nate?
Nope.
Good answer. Love it.
There are like a couple cards, but I don't remember the name of everything.
I hear that. I mean, we go through Magic sets so very quickly that I guess I'm a little bit glad there's this pause before the next set comes out so we can pretty much just bite at the bit for a while because we're not even seeing spoilers quite yet. Is Final Fantasy something you're looking to buy into this year? Is that something that excites you as a player or a fan of the franchise?
Yeah.
Good man, I love it. Boy, you're on top of it tonight.
It's more the ability to buy that affects things.
Yeah, I've been pretty much trying to buy everything I can from any sources that I can at a decent price. I'm not willing to pay TCG prices. I'm willing to pay Amazon prices. I think I pre-ordered 2 play boxes for $149. I'll probably cancel that before it comes in, depending on my situation.
Wait, what? Repeat that, what you just said?
I have play boxes that I pre-ordered on Amazon for $149.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like two something, like
two of them for $149.
Yeah, I also have a bit of pre-order action on Amazon, of which I'm hoping not to cancel or get absolutely screwed on again. I've rolled the dice for those gift bundles before, and well, I mean, they got
that was like wrath of God. You've pissed the man upstairs or whatever you believe in off.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, it's so wet up here recently that I'm not confident in it not happening yet. Yeah,
so you
that'll be good though. And
from Amazon,
that
flood that happened in Vermont. They flooded their post office, and all of his stuff was ruined.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I lost 6 of those gift bundles. So what would have been
the Phyrexian ones, those like really cool ones,
not
Phyrexian, the slick race
Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. So
it wasn't Phyrexian, it was Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, it was for Lord of the Rings.
But even those are like $250 a piece.
Yeah, they're I think $280 because I go and I compare that item with the gift bundle for Lord of the Rings, from Lord of the Rings with the gift bundle that's coming out for Final Fantasy. They seem to be a very similar product. It's a couple of play boosters. They didn't really have those at the time, and your collector, and it was surprisingly cheap for what you're getting. And nowadays, you just can't get access to collector booster boxes, like Matt was saying. Pretty much buy them wherever you can if it's a decent price, but with a recent change in Wizards of the Coast Xing out one of their distributors, might be even more difficult to buy into the product line than ever before. Bob, I know you had some information on that. Would you be able to help us out?
Sure. Let's get right into it. I was a little waiting for us to kind of.
You were wondering how I was going to get there. Yeah,
but that was sort of abrupt. So here we go. I don't know that this is the most exciting news, but it could have impact on you out there, and we're going to go through our own takes on this. So just realize that I don't know shit, really. I'm just reading these and putting my 2 cents worth on top of it. So take that for what it's worth. But after 25 years, a behind-the-scenes distributor is getting nuked. but they're kind of nuking themselves as well. So we'll walk through just a couple of the highlights here. Yes, indeed, Wizards did cancel their relationship with Alliance game distributors, but that happened at the end of 2024. And then 2 weeks later, after they decided not to extend their contract with them, the parent company filed for bankruptcy. So who knows what the timing is there? Probably hear some more drama about that, but that's really between Diamond and Wizards to work all that out in court. That's not what's going to affect you. But what they did do is they extended their relationship with the distributor through the end of March, so March 31st, and then extended it again until April 30th for the distributor. So that means it's over by now. We're at the first couple of days in May. That relationship is over. So whatever is going to affect anybody who is getting distributions from Alliance, and Rudy is one of those, that product is not going to flow through those channels anymore. So if there were stores that were making what I foresee, and I'll get into my tinfoil hat and I'll let you guys speak after that. What I could imagine there, since we've had a very strange year of Wizards announcing their products so far in advance, putting their pre-sales up through it, which triggers everybody else to start putting up pre-sales. I think that whatever you order through Amazon, I'm pretty sure that's a direct that doesn't go through a distributorship. So I think that those are going to be safe and locked in for future set releases starting from Final Fantasy. However, if you went online and ordered something through an LGS that was waiting for its distribution numbers, that can get interrupted. I don't know where your LGS is getting their distributions from. And if you have pre-orders out, you might want to find out whether or not those people have gotten their product typically through Alliance. It's a big distributor. But I would imagine that product's just going to be rerouted at the warehouse now through the existing distributor or the remaining. I think there's 3 or 4 from what I heard Rudy say that are still remaining. But I would expect a disruption. I would expect there to be disruptions especially on people who've already laid out money. And you might want to go check if you've got money laid out already for the product, which we warn against, or any of the future products, whether you've got it for Edge of Eternities or Spider-Man or Final Fantasy. If you've got that already laid out with somebody, you might want to check and see who their source distributors are, because that may no longer be coming to that store, right? So what I think is going to happen is you're going to have this sort of upsetting of the apple cart for the next probably 3 to 6 months that has already been announced as pre-orders that's now going to get shifted around to different distributors, and now people are going to get different distributions, would be my guess. What do you guys think?
Well, it looks like Alliance was already bought out by Universal Distribution.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that they're going to pick up the same agreements that they had with Wizards. They'll probably have to reestablish. It's not like they have their relationships with whatever LGSs that they had.
Right. There'll probably be a falter in how they deliver services to their customer base, but hopefully the same contracts are still going to be available. Hoping. But I mean, I think at this point, I'm surprised that the old style distribution network that Wizard has used for so long has withstood the test of time as long as it has. I don't know why things filter through just a couple of hands. I don't know why these middlemen have existed for as long as they have. I think that the relationship Wizards of the Coast has had with Amazon in the last couple of years, as much as it's pushed out local gaming stores, it's also pushed out one of these few distributors, I think. And it's a bit of attrition, and we're seeing the death blow for that company. I think that Wizards selling directly to the customers through their secret layer drops, which we'll cover some more on later, that it is a new methodology of how they are getting their customers out to people. And I think that realistically for me, it's probably not going to be a big detriment, because the one local gaming store I have in my area is already overpriced. It's cheaper to just buy stuff from Matt in Ohio than to go down to my local guy. And I think as long as I'm online, I'm still going to get pretty much the same service I would expect. But that's really just my experience in it.
I don't know what to expect, right? I'm just saying the potential. Okay, where could the risks lie? And the biggest risk I see or impact to the community, like what you said, Nate, that yes, they've already sold out, essentially, or being replaced by a different company, but there still could be interruptions in distribution for a period of time, right? For who knows how long. They might have a list of all the stores that they have contracts with or relationships with, et cetera, et cetera. But I do foresee some disruption, and some people are going to take it in the shorts. It's just the way of the world.
And I think one of the lenses that I first was looking at this situation was through just Magic the Gathering. But unfortunately, these distributors also have their fingers in a lot of different pies. So I wouldn't be totally surprised if some other trading card games are also going to have disruptions. You know, you might see things like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Have problem getting cards out as well. This might be a larger carrier for a game not like Magic, but unfortunately will impact some of the lower tier players. Maybe Altered is going to have a harder time getting out to people. Maybe the company that bought them out, like you said, United or Universal, that they don't want to have the same relationships that Alliance did have, or the way that they operated their company, which probably wasn't the best way because they just lost it.
There's some drama involved with this. So apparently Alliance is suing Diamond for fraud and deception.
No.
Because during the deal, so apparently Alliance is the one who initially won the bid for the bankrupt company, and Alliance says that Diamond and its representatives actually attempted to obfuscate it and keep it from Alliance. That the fact that Wizards wasn't going to be as part of their trading company, their deals was gone, and then they were trying to hide it from people, I guess, before the sale went through. So that's the only reason that Universal Distribution is buying it, because Alliance backed out, basically. And then they sued them for like $8.5 million for damages.
Well, I thought Alliance was who got bought.
Well, the parent company filed for bankruptcy.
This is Diamond's Chapter 11 process has been filed. Originally, Alliance Entertainment won the bid for Diamond in the bankruptcy process. Diamond then said it wanted to go with the second best joint bid by Universal Distribution and Ad Populum. And then Alliance threatened to sue. Then Alliance won the final approval. Then in a shocking twist, Alliance said it was not going to go through with the bid because Alliance is accusing Diamond of fraud and deception as far as the relationship with Wizards of the Coast.
Oh, so it looks like it's actually the company Diamond that's being traded here.
Which is the parent company of Alliance.
Yeah.
So it's going to get bought out by one of its own subsidiaries.
Yeah. Either way, I would think that both for Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast for being around as long as they have and going through all that they've gone through in various ways, that they would have had, knowing that, because they, on their side, they knew they were not going to continue with Alliance or Diamond or whoever. I would think that they would have had something prepared in the wings. As far as
they would have allocated a bunch of stuff to them if knowing that they're going to cancel the contract.
Yeah,
right. But what I'm saying is, we don't know that if all the LGSs were aware, and I would imagine if they were,
probably not.
That would have been leaked, right?
Yeah.
So all those LGSs that went out there and put up their pre-order page for Final Fantasy and Spider-Man and took in all those credit card transactions.
But that doesn't, from what I understand, that's not how that works. Because when I was talking to my LGS, he said that he couldn't even do that yet for Final Fantasy.
You're not supposed to do that. Like, nobody's supposed to do that.
You couldn't do it.
That's what I'm saying, is that careful and caution for all those people. TCG player too, people have been buying Final Fantasy since February 13th on TCG player.
Don't know why.
Right? And those people can't possibly know that they're not going to get their product from their distributor anymore, right? And who knows how that's going to get backfilled or fulfilled or not filled. I'm just saying caution. It's not even coming out for another, delivery doesn't even have to start taking place until at least after, June 13th? Is that like the release date?
I thought it was after like 28 weeks.
Do what?
I'm sorry, delivery joke. Anyway, I don't know.
No, I mean, I think that's when Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Like it's June 13th.
June.
So if you ordered February 13th, and they don't even have to contractually start delivering until at least June 13th. And then all they have to say is, oh, well, we haven't gotten ours yet. And they can keep pushing it out and pushing it out. And little known that most people, you should be aware if you're playing with credit cards, if they fail to give you your product, you can't chase them down after 6 months. They don't.
I'd charge back that shit within a month.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you ordered in February and they keep pushing you off, especially with this, I would be very, very concerned now, keeping an eye on.
If you got charged,
money laid out.
Yeah.
Yep. That this is in the wings. That was the first thought.
I don't think I've been charged yet.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about
estimate to be collected. Yeah,
I mean, Matt and I have been back and forth on this one. I personally think Amazon is great about not charging you up until they send the product, and
I've had it happen the moment I place my pre-order. So
okay,
I think it depends on who you pre-order it through.
Right. And there's LGSs that have their own private web pages where they already accept pre-orders as far back as February. And certainly TCG Player has been doing it. So,
and I think that as much as I've disliked it in the past, I think it's really smart that Card Kingdom has still yet to put up their pre-order window.
They don't do it for that very reason.
Yeah, so it's going to still be.
They don't do it until they've locked in their. I don't even think they allow purchases until they've locked in
allocation.
Either until they get their allocations or maybe even product on hand. Like they're pretty late in the game.
Definitely the smarter way to do it. As don't get me wrong, they're missing out on a lot of sales, but they're actually going to have all of these sales go.
They'll sell everything they've got.
Yeah,
this will probably be the messiest sale in probably history. To be honest, it might even be worse than Lord of the Rings.
Well, what's worse about this is that they've opened up pre-sales so far in advance for so many sets.
Ridiculous.
Right? It's like,
yeah.
Oh, and I wonder if they do that now because of that. Right.
Hey, I was wondering, Nate, we don't get to talk a whole lot about this. What's your thought on that? Pre-orders for Magic the Gathering products being months and months out, and this being like the first time, pretty much 2025, first time in Magic's history that for 5, 6, 7 months ahead, you can pre-order product. I mean, you can get stuff that comes out in like September, and you can pre-order it now on Amazon. What are your thoughts on this? Good, bad, indifferent?
I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but it definitely seems ill-advised as a consumer.
Agreed.
Good. So you're not interacting with any product months out in advance. You're more of a one or two.
Well, to be clear, Nate, you don't get charged typically until it releases.
So
like you can put like the pre-order in and like kind of secure your box if it's through Amazon. And then if it gets closer and then like the price goes down, they'll match it. And then if you don't want it, you can just cancel it before it comes out. So like there's really no like downside necessarily
for Amazon.
For Amazon.
Okay. I think TCG Player
I did say for Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, but understand for I think pretty sure that TCG Player charges you immediately.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never pre-ordered through TCG.
I do have a significant amount of pre-orders out. I've already paid for. Now, most of that is through Game Nerds. I'll even call them out.
The nerds.
I wouldn't mind them sponsoring us. I think they're amazing. They've never failed to deliver. I've used them for years and years at large amounts.
I'm surprised they charge ahead of time. That's kind of shady.
I wouldn't.
Nobody's getting a loan.
They don't charge shipping and they don't charge taxes. So love them.
That sounds illegal.
Maybe, but I'm not the one who's doing the illegal thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
I mean, you can just not charge shipping. That's a choice to eat.
No, the taxes part.
As far as the taxes, I mean, Bob looks like he lives in Florida.
Well, realistically, what it means is they're eating the taxes. As far as what.
Well, hold on. It also may mean that they're grandfathered in case you don't recall, if you're too young. A lot of electronic transactions didn't have taxes on it initially, and there are some companies who are still hit and miss. They are grandfathered in because they're doing e-commerce. They don't pay the taxes, the sales taxes. Because understand, that's not federal tax. That's sales tax. So if it's illegal, it would be on a state-by-state level, and then it's interstate commerce and who gets to sue and where's the jurisdiction and all that kind of messiness. Because
that's why I buy so much shit in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is a sales tax-free state. So pretty much everybody in Vermont knows the trick of buy all your groceries in New Hampshire, and then you pay, no kidding, $10 a year to the federal government, and you just say, yeah, that's all the taxes I owe, because that's the only box you can check is either I didn't buy stuff from New Hampshire or I did. Here's $10. So that's
at any rate, I'm just saying it's a great company. But I do have money out personally, and that was the first thing I thought of. God, I hope that they don't use Alliance distributors, because I got a couple grand out through them for Spider-Man and Final Fantasy. So I mean, I'm sure that they'll make it whole. They're a very good company. I've been doing business with them for many years. If you're not aware, like, I would love them to sponsor us. Like, I haven't asked them. I've called them a few times, but never asked them about sponsorship. But it's one of those things that I believe in. I like them as a company. I think they should get business. The bigger problem you have with them is they're very kind of tight on even their own allocations. And Jesus, when things hit, like, I didn't get a shot at, but literally I got an email. I was at work that they were releasing the collector boxes for Final Fantasy, and I checked like 13 minutes later, sold out. Like, just like Amazon.
That seems to be more typical nowadays with online sales than ever before. I think with pretty much anything, it just gets botted and swatted immediately. I was surprised that I got the pre-orders I did through Amazon. Speaking of which, it's always good to go and check while we're live.
The Lord of the Rings effect.
I would have mentioned something if anything.
Oh, we can get those starter kits, $20.
Yeah, I don't care about those one bit.
The Lord of the Rings starter kits, by the way, are $40 now. You say you don't care about them, but
I still don't care about that. That's not worth my time.
Okay.
Even if it is doubling your money, it's still
they're just nice gifts to give away to people.
$20 sale. Ugh.
But they're nice gifts to give away to people that don't play Magic that you happen to come across. Like, hey, here you go. And then they look.
Yeah, because I leave my house.
Is still cheap.
And they cost me $16 a piece, right? And I give them out as gifts. So they're a great little option. I like them. Plus, they have arena codes for people that, what's this? And then they get introduced to both paper and digital Magic all in one little package. I think it's a wonderful little package.
This is gambling.
Oh, I got my Rudy patron list of like the stuff that he's selling this month, and he's doing play boosters for Tarkir Dragonstorm for $100.
Wow, that's
a pretty good deal.
Oh, wow, he said he's going to do a discount for the Final Fantasy as well.
Yeah, he said he's like you're welcome.
You're gonna want to do it. So
I'm definitely ordering the one that I can through him. If I get one, I'm going to. At least I know what time that's going to be, so I can almost guarantee one.
Right? Yeah.
I'll bet the collector boxes are going to be, at that $660, $80 range.
Well, yeah,
for him,
but he said the play boxes he's going to really be giving his patrons. Dude, he's going to cut $50 off the price, just like he does with fucking.
No, he said the collector box prices are going to be insane. He's like you're going to.
The play boxes are going to be insane.
I don't know. The video I watched said I thought for sure he said something about collector boxes.
I think
when I say insane, I mean like insanely discounted.
No, I think he only said
it makes sense that you just meet it in the middle. I mean, maximize your profits, but don't drive off people.
I'm just telling you, like what I saw him talk about, because he was talking about it. I just watched it this week, and he was saying that
what up, TCG dude?
The play boxes that he's gonna. What I will be surprised. I won't be too surprised that if he sets the play boxes. What's his play box rate at right now?
I just told you, Dragons of Tarkir, $100. Aether Drift, $100.
So if he does it at $100, or maybe $110 or $115.
Yeah, the other ones, I don't know why Aether Drift and Tarkir are so much cheaper, but Duskmourn, Karlov, and Outlaws are $118.
That would be my guess. He's going to be probably somewhere in that 115 range for
because those fucking tariffs, Matt. But, yeah, those are probably just foreign printed sets.
But Tarkir is.
I don't. The Tarkir box I got was
it's USA. It's going to depend on what kind of supply he has for all those. That's where he's going to set his rates on. Like if he's got 3 pallets of Tarkir, he can afford to let it go cheaper just to get it out of his warehouse. A lot of people, you got to understand, warehouse space costs money, period. So if he's not selling them and they're sitting in his warehouse.
Oh, he's selling them. Money. I guarantee you he's selling them.
Okay, but
he's only limiting one per patron. That's how much he's selling.
Okay.
I don't want to buy one.
That's just a gimmick then at that point.
Well, I think he's making sure that people don't just like fucking buy them out immediately.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm just saying, okay, $100 on one box, you saved, $18 on one box.
It's
cool.
Are you saying that
18
he'll
bucks
have
plus
one
that.
collector box probably for sale per patron?
That's what he said, but I don't even know if he'll have enough for every patron. So it's
Right.
probably going to be you have to comment on the post. And
his wording around what he was talking about his collector box was very ambiguous. I was paying specific attention to it, and I'm like,
Where's Nate's over there? I'm not buying any of this shit. Fucking hype train.
Well,
choo
I'm
choo.
not
Pass
even
by
going to say
me.
who. Matt already knows. I have money already laid out for and I'll even say how much. I got $600 laid out for a Final Fantasy collector box, and it's just cross your fingers for me, folks.
yeah, good luck. I would have never given this person money.
Let's not expose that, but I've got significant money laid out already for Final Fantasy.
I've got money saved. Like I've got a few grand
that's
saved.
I still have more money saved in case other avenues open up, and that doesn't even include I think I have like a $6,000 order through one of the LGSs here. I have another 2 collector boxes if he'll give them to me through another LGS, so that's at least another $7,000 I've got loosely committed. And that doesn't even include whether or not Matt can pull any through any of his sources. So
remember Bob last year was talking about his like magic budget was like $1,000 or less. He's like, I got like nothing. I'm not gonna spend nothing on it.
They're not getting any of my money.
Hey, lined up. Let's go. Money.
Cynthia Williams ruined everything.
I haven't really talked about like my actual budgets in years past, though, right? And that's what I mean. When I tightened down the reins last year, after all the shenanigans under Cynthia Williams, I was just done. And what I'm saying is, and I'm, you know what, talking to other people that buy Magic at more significant levels, I'm not a whale. People call me a whale. I'm not a whale. I'm not a guppy, but I'm what they call a dolphin, apparently.
Yeah.
People like me just killed the tap last year. So I'm kind of curious about how the numbers are still ranking up so high in their quarterly reports. And I bet a lot of that is what happened at end of year last year. In case you don't remember, that quarterly report was pretty bad, and the annual report was not so great overall for a year that had banger sets in it. And a lot of people were starting to just cut off the taps. LGS is cutting off the taps. And now you hear the exact opposite. So talk about a shift in direction. I will have to admit, Matt, you must have been correct. Some episodes ago, you said that they are definitely toning down print runs. I don't know if you recall getting into that. You must be right at this point, because all I'm hearing out there anymore is availability.
Yeah,
right?
good luck getting it.
Yeah, right. But I think that's also a bad thing. It's a bad look. Like any of us that wanted to buy a collector box at MSRP, which should have been around, I think we calculated it out right, was $429 or something like that. Huh?
$299, right?
No, it was like $499 or $429 with the MSRP of the collector packs. But even at that, if you could get it at $429, I think that would be considered a deal. And I just went back and watched our like New Year's episodes and end of year episodes talking about pricing and collector boxes. We're not going to buy boxes over $300. That's wrong. Blah blah blah. That seems cheap, even from 6 months ago now.
Well, MSRP for collector boxes are $299. It's $24.99 a pack, right from MSRP from their store or their website.
$24.99 for, you're talking about for Final Fantasy.
Well, they didn't release that yet. It's not available. The most recent set, Tarkir Dragonstorm, is $24.99.
No, they did. They put out the MSRP for the collector packs, which is really weird. They had the
collector pack,
huh? No, they had like the boosters, but they didn't have the box. They had the pack level.
Oh, first look at Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. Control F MSRP. All right, collector booster $37.99. Okay, yeah, so they are higher.
It was. I think it was $429 or somewhere around there.
$455 if they're $37.99.
My point being, who cares about that?
Oh, I mean, I just didn't know that they released this article. This is a good article to read.
The point being that we can't get it at MSRP, right? That's
commander decks at $70 a piece. I'll be curious to know if these commander decks are going to be readily available. I feel like they're. I mean, they've been sold out forever, but I don't know if they've printed enough of them.
Which one? You're talking about the collector commander decks or the regular?
No, just the standard ones. The collector ones I've heard they're like thousands a piece or some shit. I didn't even know this, but like TCG, they're pre-ordering for like a crazy number.
Like 12.
Well, that's what happened with the 40K decks, and I immediately just thought this is going to have a lot of the same price structuring with the high-end product, which it absolutely different than Bob. My personal opinion, I don't want any of the collector boxes of this in my house because I'm gonna fuck it up just like I did last time and touch it.
All you have to do is not open it.
You're right. That's a problem with the rest of the world, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I hope I already spending as much as I am. I'm looking to spend like $600. I know I feel like fucking Charlie Bucket over here. That's all I'm spending. You're sure?
Little goldfish, little minnow.
I don't want to spend more than that. Realistically, it's just because I want to flip it. The only thing I want to open out of the set is a play booster box for when we do the boxing league.
This is where it may sound like contradictory for me that yes, I wanted them to tighten print runs. Yes, I wanted them to make things more collectible, right? So that there is something for the collectors to hit. But now they've made it only for the flippers, like for the bots, for the scalpers, because regularly invested people cannot get. They can when you can't get it even before it releases at MSRP.
But I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it's their fault. I think there's a happy medium. I think that the demand is so high, they have no way to predict what people are going to demand. So what happens is that people go, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, and then that rumor spreads. They're like, oh, I got to pre-order mine now, and then that rumor spreads, and everybody pre-order now. That rumor spreads.
No, they absolutely. I disagree.
I don't think so.
They can absolutely control this. They have the product. They control the distribution chains. They control when things release.
Yeah, and then when they overprint it, people go, rah! And then when they underprint it, people go, rah! They can't fucking win. I don't know. I think they're fine.
They can control it through Amazon. They could tell Amazon, do not announce this until release date. And then
I mean, my guess on it, again, Pat don't know shit. Nobody does. But my personal opinion on it, in the last 3 years, Wizards of the Coast has done better than they have as a company pretty much in the first 30 of their years. So I think whatever they're doing lately, they're going to keep doing frequently. I think this is going to be a running trend going forward.
Is that I'm not saying that they would. I'm saying it's bad for us. I think it's a bad look that the players and regular collectors don't have access to the product.
Yeah, but you're not a regular player or collector. You're not a normal person. None of us are. Maybe Nate. Nate's probably the most normal of all of us, which is weird because Nate's not normal.
He's got this unamused look the whole time. He's like, "Oh, this."
Do you consider yourself a normal player?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you get a collector box of Final Fantasy at MSRP?
Nope.
Okay. How about you, Pat?
But that's not my comment. My comment is that you're
the problem with the supply chain.
No, the problem is that you have like fucking $10,000 in pre-orders. Nobody does that, but like you said, a dolphin.
Yeah.
That's not the normal player. The normal player has one pre-order for one box, maybe. Or they don't have any at all.
I might, if I don't get scammed, get one box.
Right. Yeah, right.
Like for me to have to go basically through back channel, shady deals to try to get a freaking box is the problem with the product.
But that's not their fault.
The counter argument, though, Bob, is if I could get a box of Final Fantasy Collector at $429 MSRP, if also Matt could get a box at $429 MSRP and Nate could,
MSRP is $455.
Then I would not buy it because then there's no reason to interact with it for me. I don't want to spend $40 on a pack.
I'm only talking about at release, not at will. The product hasn't even released. We're not even pre-release. They don't even have allocations, and it's already at the minimum. You could buy it anywhere from a reputable site at $700+. When you get it through Rudy, I'll be surprised if you don't get it. If you get it for less than anything under $700.
I was getting $555. That's what I was kind of imagining.
I was thinking in the 500 is what he'll charge.
All right. Well, we'll see.
That's still certainly higher than what he paid for it. And
he's paying like probably $300 for it, and he's going to be making $200 per box.
Between $300 and $325.
Yeah. So.
But he's gonna sell it like he's
gonna hook his patrons up for one of the most iconic.
He's gonna make like $1.5 million fucking dollars off of it. Like that is totally fine for me. I honestly don't care if people can't get it. Like that's one of the things that made Fallout $1,000 box is no one can get it. That's why this box is going to be expensive because no one can get it. Murders at Karloff Manor. You know why that's $150? Because it's shit and it's everywhere. Like this is better for the game, in my opinion, long term. Like that, the collector stuff is expensive. We can all get the play booster boxes, which is the standard experience for a Magic player. It serves all of the correct purposes for interacting with it as a game. As far as the collector stuff, that's for collecting. I mean, I sell stuff that's expensive to people who
I don't think it should be readily available. I think it should be, you should be fighting for it.
Yeah.
That's what makes it collectible, is not everybody can get it. Not everybody has access to it. The normal player shouldn't be able to just be like, yeah, one collector box, please, because it's a collector item. It should be limited.
I think I am more in line with access to it being kind of an issue. As much as I hate it, how the Japanese do a lot of collectible stuff where there's this like tokenization lottery system. Everybody who wants it can sign up for a ticket and we roll the balls.
Like roll the dice.
Yeah, exactly. And if your number comes up, you can buy it.
Here's what I'm going to say.
But it's also better than what we're dealing with.
If that's the way that they're going to control the product, then they need to sell it through their online store only, not sell it through distributors, so that the botters out there can't get it, and then tighten it up just like they've been working on with the secret layer drops. If that's the way that they're going to go, that's how they need to distribute it. So
I definitely don't want them to do it the way they're doing secret layers, because that's fucked up too.
Hold on. They set limits, right, on secret layer drops.
Limits,
and then they're out there actively investigating, trying to shut down the bots and all that stuff, which is why their site crashes all the time when there's a popular product. If they start controlling it that way, amen, sign me up. And then we get it at MSRP.
I'll agree with you that the botters are the problem. The scalpers are the problem. I don't think it's WotC's fault.
I do think it's WotC's fault. It's because
they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. They print too much, people get angry.
I'm not talking about printing it more. I'm talking about proper control. It's not in the hands of players. It's not in the hands of collectors.
It's not even out yet. We don't know how. Right. This could all be. There could be way more allocations that people don't know about. The numbers could come out and then they could be readily available, and all the numbers drop. People are just freaking the fuck out because they're like, "I need it!"
It's the same thing that happened with SpongeBob. The same thing that happened with the Marvel Secret Lair. Right.
And the SpongeBob was readily available for multiple days, wasn't it?
Where they're scalping people to get their hands on it, and then they end up when it's everybody can get it now.
Yeah, right. I'm wondering if this is going to end up like a Monarch First Edition. Everybody's trying to get boxes.
Thousands of boxes.
Oh, this is so good.
Oh, I sure hope it does, and I hope
at some point we're going to get there. I think that with price increase after price increase slowly driving players out, that it will get to a point where it's just the straw that breaks the camel's back. And as we were kind of alluding to, secret layer is something that Wizards has used to kind of have more direct access to metrics when it comes to the interactions with their customers. When they have to think about, we're selling this to Amazon, they might not get Amazon's data when things get sold. They might not know what their distributors actually are selling to game stores, just how much is being bought from them. But with Wizards now being able to sell directly to customers, they can farm a heck of a lot more data. And one knob they've been twisting a whole hell of a lot lately is price, making stuff just really freaking expensive.
Speaking of which, that was my prediction, in case you don't remember, on our New Year's show, that this year we're going to see noticeable increases in the cost of secret layers. And this week, funny enough, actually announced that. I had it up, and now I don't. The penciled in, that's what's behind me. In case you're not aware, I've been sleeping under a rock. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Everyone's invited. And you should love it, Pat. You know who the commander is?
Is it Morphon? It's Morphon,
baby.
Yeah, I heard the value of the deck is terrible.
It is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but you know
Morphon's like $1. I mean, it's a free card pretty much. Yeah.
It's like $200.
I think all of the other commander decks that they've released were released at $100.
The previous one was
$199. They just straight up double.
$200.
Just double.
But that's not the only thing. That other secret layer that they just announced that's up there. I'm so good at this YouTube thing. That's coming up. They have now a new type of foiling. It's like raised foiling, I think is what they call it.
So the actual official value for the actual entire deck list is $225 on TCG.
Huh.
So it is
before
it's
the printing,
okay value, and I don't. If there's special art, then maybe it's worth it.
No.
If you like the deck,
Okay.
because you can get the cards cheaper from the Secret Lair than anywhere else, so that makes it an okay deal.
There are unique arts on like 5 of the cards or something like that.
I think 10. Yeah.
Every time I
that's
open
not
the
great.
Chaos Vault, there's just the ugliest shit in here.
So-
I did not know this Secret Lair even happened. Secret Lair High, class of 87. This is so ugly. I'm glad that I never even saw this was a thing.
Is it sold out?
I'll share my image with you guys real quick here. This is wow. I'm glad we never covered this. Pat would have been so sour.
Yikers. Wow, that is pretty bad.
Yeah. Like, how is this the decisions they made? Wait, what?
Is that Puff the Magic Dragon? Who's that? I don't. What is
AC
that?
Tyrant of Gyre Strait? Like, what? This is.
It just says most likely to become. What does that even mean? What is this?
Yeah, it's just most likely to become. Oh, legendary
That's
creature.
a high school
serpent.
photo.
It's supposed to be replicating a high school yearbook. Yeah.
Why?
Favorite
Because-
cheer. Wait, what is this?
Spreading those school spirit cheeks, one shipwreck at a time.
Because they know people will buy it.
Will they? I don't know if this one's gonna be bought.
Was
Oh
that
my
one sold
god!
out?
No, this is like
I hope
on
not.
sale because no one wants it.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
this is part of the Chaos Vault stuff, like all the
But
garbage.
here,
that they
I'm going to share for a minute.
Yeah,
What I was
please.
talking about to get back to because they don't have it up there yet. It's called the pencil something ultimate pencil, whatever the F that's
Why?
supposed to mean.
Why?
So, but as you see,
Ugly.
okay, they're easing into it. The first one, normal prices, $29.99, $39.99.
That's for 5 lands.
Hold
Like,
on.
that's-
$29.99, $39.99.
That's for 10 lands. Get it right.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on.
okay,
Hold on. When we get down here,
Wow, but
So
look
far,
how
all of these
cool
are normal.
Cards are.
Still normal. It's still completely normal, Bob. Those are special. You see the other two that are still completely normal, $29.99, $39.99.
I understand
raised
that,
foil
but
are
I was talking
special.
about the raised foil is now triple the normal non-foil price, or at least 2.5 times the rainbow foil for now this new whatever raised foil is. And I think this is another one that's going to have a raised foil. And what they're doing is they're testing to see the ban. So who cares?
They're testing to see if the whales want it or not. They're giving their higher end
the
people
worst part
some.
is somebody's
some
gonna buy
flexibility.
this. Like, I'm looking
Okay.
at this and I'm thinking, oh man, like somebody's gonna want this. This is definitely going to be one of those weird secret layer things where, like,
Those don't look bad. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what's happening in it, but they don't look like immediately eyesores.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All I'm saying is this is new and it's ratcheting up the price. Period.
oh,
That's all I was
absolutely.
getting at.
And there's like no reason for it to be that freaking
No.
expensive.
They've done etched foils. They've done all kinds of special foil treatments before.
Yeah, but it's always been in collector boxes. Right?
No, I'm talking about in Secret Lair, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, they did the gilded foils for like
Yes,
the
they did. They've done all kinds of
Oh,
other
those are
foils, crazy
so
foils,
pretty.
hollow foils, you name it. And they kept them at the same foil price. But now they're going, oh, let's see if we can push that boundary. We'll give them the two normal, and then we'll throw on the special foil and see what suckers buy it. I don't know. Love you too, Sherry Vegas. That was all my point is that, okay, they doubled the price of the Secret Lair Commander deck, and they've now put in a triple price raised foil that you can get option. I said that they're going to raise prices. This is how they're approaching it. Yeah, you don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy anything. Well, my point
Bob,
is
they've got
they're
your favorite
raising
card in the deck, though. They've got Mascot Nexus in here,
So what? You could get it at $29.99.
but it's a borderless double rainbow foil.
Oh, you're talking about the Commander
in
deck?
the everyone's invited.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not.
What the
getting
hell is
You're
a double
invited.
rainbow foil? What's that? That's new.
The whole rainbow foil.
That's what it says. They're calling it a double rainbow foil.
You're invited.
Pat said it best. He says it didn't cost them anything more to make this, but they're just going to charge that much because.
Well, I mean, a negligible amount more.
Well, the special
I
printing
really,
definitely cost them more, but not
Yeah.
probably as much as they're charging.
Well, and that's like with a funny thing because Matt and I, we've been talking about this for a while. Proxy decks are a huge thing in my play community, and you guys are large supporters and participants. Matt and I, we were talking about both ordering foiled decks through MPC Phil and MakePlayingCards.com. And the premium for getting an entire deck foiled out is very little. It's like an extra $15 if you want your entire deck to be foiled out in like.
Well, the foil, yes, but if you want the premium printing, the one with like textures, those are like double to triple. They're like
right, yeah. But I'm just thinking like as far as
I haven't been over to NPC in a while, or NPC in a while.
Their foiling isn't the same as Magic cards.
It's pretty decent though. Sometimes they're better because the foils don't pringle.
Yeah, like the foiling job itself is fine, but I'm saying like
it's not. It's not the better. It's not as good quality.
They just coat the whole thing in foil. It's not like a specific process with different layers on the printing and shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same quality.
Yeah.
No, but it's still way better than spending over $200 on a shit deck from these guys.
Yeah.
Like, and instead of there being 95 cards that don't have an interesting art treatment, you can actually go through and handpick every single one. Like, there are fewer reasons ever for me to buy Magic the Gathering cards. If it weren't for the boxing league, I don't think I would ever do this. Like, I had a bunch of Card Kingdom credit I had to cash in, right? Because it's use it or lose it after a year. So it's like, okay, cool. I just got a bunch of sealed stuff. I'm probably just going to leave on like freaking shelf for a while.
For the Final Fantasy thing, I don't want to get too far away from it. Do you think that the set being standard legal will affect anything about how they do printing?
Oh, I think play boxes will be readily available.
Same. I'm in that exact same boat. Like
I see play boxes dropping to 130. That's why I'm like hesitant to even have Amazon pre-order, but it's a low risk investment. Yeah. I can cancel it before it comes out.
I don't know.
I mean, I do want to get a play box, but I think that it's going to be super available long term. If they want to, they must have spent probably millions of dollars on the contract to be able to get licensing rights. So I would only imagine that they try and sell this thing for as long as they can. I think this will be like Modern Horizons 2 length of printing.
Oh, that's right. Play boosters. Well, this, I mean, it's $6. They say it's $6.99 for MSRP. So $6.99 times 30, $209 is the actual. So yeah, $149 actually compared to MSRP, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but that's
if there is 30, there is 30 per box, right? And they didn't like randomly skip that in there where like play boxes are like weird and like 24 or some shit. That'd be annoying.
Yeah, they've been messing around with box numbers for quite a while.
I assume, Nate, we're definitely going to Final Fantasy pre-release.
Yes, absolutely.
You know the pre-release kits are selling for $130 right now.
Holy shit! I hope the pre-release isn't that much.
I don't think it will be. I think our boy Eli will hook us up with a normal price. He doesn't seem to jack up the prices.
It definitely won't be normal price.
I think we should go early.
Yes.
Because I do feel like it's gonna probably sell out. Like I might even like try to wake up like an hour or two early.
Yeah. Call them ahead of time. You know, get in, be like, hey.
I can send him a text message and let him know like we're definitely in there, and hopefully
ask see if they want to do an interview. Talk about what this.
No, I've already asked him. He doesn't want anything to do with YouTube.
Cool. I get it.
It's because of you, Pat.
I asked him about opening product when they get it, because they open product to sell in the stores. I'm like, would it be okay if I came in the store and like recorded it in the store and then just like gave you the stuff that I opened? And he's like, I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. I'm like, all right, that's fine. He doesn't really care about like he's happy. He's like ready to retire basically. I wonder, Pat, have you looked at NPC recently with the tariffs? I wonder how much that has changed the pricing on the cards.
No, but I actually do plan on going through and ordering that Marneus Calgar deck that I stole the bones of from you and then kind of just put a pussy coat on because I'm not as good a player as you are. And I don't understand what half of those combos were supposed to do.
Yeah, you can do it with the combos, without the combos.
Between that and like counter spells, it's like, oh wait, I never counter spell anybody. I'm going to take all those out. Now I have like 7 more cards to put in. But yeah, now I'll go through. I want to do a making proxies video for 2025. That thing's a freaking numbers generator for our channel. Better at making videos and editing than ever before. So throw that on along with ordering a foil edition. Even if it's $100, that's still going to be better than if I were to try and get a deck like that foiled out, and it's going to look so much better. every land's gonna look different than each other one. Gonna be like Dragon Ball Z characters on them and shit. Yeah, I'm real cool, Nate.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the DBZ characters.
No, but I think that that's, to me, one of the things about how I love Magic the Gathering is I enjoy seeing the different pieces of artwork that come out with each set. It's not even so much about like mechanics and power creep to me. I like what little story there is for Magic, and a lot of times expressed through their artwork. I mean, those cool like double pyramids stacked together for all the Zendikar stuff. Like, I don't know why, but the thematic world that they built is interesting.
Yeah, Benjamin, they've had Spider-Man play boosters on Amazon for months, like at least a month. It's been a while.
Yeah, and I'm the only person that seems to care at all about Edge of Eternities. I think that looks super cool.
I don't even know what it is. They came out like it. They spoiled it so long ago, amid everything else, that I don't even have any idea what it is.
It's Magic the Gathering in space.
From what I understand, it's supposed to be visiting the origins of where Eldrazi were made, or something like that. That's like the teaser that I remember reading. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that's what it was.
And it looks like they're going into 3-color combo cards again with some of the classic pie. So they've got Jeskai cards, and I mean, realistically, Kaikar, Winds of Fury is one of my favorite decks ever. So if you can give me more stuff in Jeskai, ooh, baby, I'm your guy.
So, Nate, speaking of 3-color pie,
yeah,
do you have a choice of or do you have a preference what you're hoping for tonight out of your Tarkir box?
Yeah, I'm hoping to play some Jeskai actually, because Sultai I play all the time and I know it's awesome. And I did a Mardu dragon deck, and I recently whipped out one of the Abzan dragons. So I think it's time to try some Sultai. I want to try the flurry and like second spell cast stuff.
Yeah, he was doing some masturbating on our Thursday night.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, let's hope that we get there. And just as a reminder, folks, we're about to break here in about less than 10 minutes to get to Nate's break. Wow, that was.
Well, I'm pretty sure both Pat and I pulled the Jeskai commander, so I don't know if you will, because it's from the same case. It's a rare, I think, so it's not like that. It's not hard.
I'm kind of screwed. They just don't have my colors in this set.
Or maybe I'll be like mono blue. I'll get the one guy. I'll get the one guy.
Okay, so like I have talked about that. Like,
there are some mono colors, yeah.
If we do Jumpstart and we throw Prismatic Piper into the mix, brah, that would be a pretty nasty set.
I really don't want to fuck with Prismatic Piper ever.
I know. I get it.
I don't know why I have anything against it. I feel like it just completely defeats the purpose of Commander.
It definitely is a
partners are already like on the edge of like really.
It's a nice
whatever you want as your partner. I don't know. I don't think I've ever made a partner deck besides my one. It was like a league deck that I had to build. I think that we were required to build partners. Will the Wise and somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah. And then
Warnog, the actual non Stranger Things, Warnog and Chaplain something or other. Something completely different. So it looks like the NPCs are about $30 now for custom game cards. Is that
ain't bad?
I thought I had this bookmarked at one point, but now I can't find the bookmark of the specific ones that I used to order.
Oh. I've got way too many bookmarks. That's kind of my problem.
Okay, this one looks like $17. Nope, $29. It looks like it's if you only order 1 to 5, it's $29. But if you order anywhere between 6 and 29 Commander decks, it's $22.
Oh. Okay, I thought those were individual cards. I was like, wait, what? Why would you buy 4 cards?
Because they're 4 really banging cards.
Well, I do want to get the sample thing. One thing they do is like, for I think it's $1, they will give you one of every card type, like stock that they print. But the shipping is ridiculous. So like there's no reason to just get the sample thing. So what I'm going to do when I buy my deck is I'm going to snag one of those sample things, and I'm going to include like a rating or a bit of a review on each type of cardstock that is available through this incredible offer.
Yeah, I was planning to do that about a year or two ago. I just never got around to it because I'm like you said, the shipping is just like, well, it's like oh, and then I have to like instead I have to like build a deck, and then like what do I want to print, and like do I have a deck that I want to print, and I can just print them on my computer. Why would I print them out on real cards?
Yeah,
I just literally print them on my printer, and then I cut them out, and then they're here, and I don't have to wait for them to arrive, and I don't have to pay money. Well, I have to pay some money for the ink and paper, but
it's negligible.
Still a good deal if you want like physical cards that are a little bit more probably acceptable for. I guess it depends on what art you choose.
Yeah, right. Hey,
it's very custom art.
Hey, speaking of which, custom stuff here. Let's take a quick look for all those of you that don't pay strict attention to TCG Player. And remember, we do have an affiliate link. Be a good time to share that link. For TCG Player, that on May 16th, it's going to be 10% store credit on everything.
I don't know if
it's so weird between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m., but that's when the monsters are taking over, apparently. So, you know, maybe you could pre-order your $600, $700 collector boxes for Final Fantasy and get 10% store credit, or if you're a subscriber, get 13% more. Not a subscriber to us, a subscriber to TCG Player. But just as a PSA here, there's going to be a 10% off, and then you could even help us out, hook us up, and use our affiliate link. So there you have it, folks. That's just a quick announcement before we cut over and go to Nate's awesome box opening. Any final words, Nate, for this week? Any thoughts you want to give out there to the audience for Magic for recent events?
Ooh, I don't know. It's hard to know. The Final Fantasy spoilers have honestly been kind of mid. I think that's the ultimate crime in the whole thing, is that there are things that are obviously good, and then there are things that are kind of like, well, I'm just never gonna play this. Like I don't know. And the brackets still suck, and that's it.
What, you're not going to get the giant cactar guy, the jumbo cactar, and
I mean, I might, but unless I make
people?
It would be fun to fling, but I don't have anything right now that would take advantage of that. So it's like I'd probably get it and be like, awesome, I have this, and then it'd sit in my green.
It's like $50 right now for a rare. I think that's massively overpriced.
Yeah, they do that all the time before they're out.
Kidding. Like the card's crap.
And we still don't know what the serialized card is.
True. If there'll be I think they're holding off on a lot of the good spoilers. I think, like you said, a lot of the stuff is crap. Like I haven't seen like anything that's like, wow.
Speaking of which, I believe spoiler starts May 10th, doesn't it?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Here we are, pretty much
next
running
week.
into season here.
You got to tune in here, see what our take is on the initial spoilers, if they have them released by Showtime, which they better. So catch us next week for spoilers. I'll be the last one in the group here to open my box to get prepped for our Tarkir Dragonstorm box break Commander Raids series. That's a mouthful. Like, that's just, oh my God, I don't want to put that on a banner.
We've got to figure a better acronym for this. Like somehow we can get clickbait into, Commander League, all intensive training. Yeah. We'll do a thing. But hey, until next week, you've been awesome. And we've been Cardboard Odysseys. Take care, y'all.
Don't dance.
Peace.
My name